entirely random. But anyway, enough about Crane Games, and let's go into this gacha of a matchup. Rozza obviously with that Ness repping it as true as he can. Never really wanted to touch any other characters. Had a little bit of a fling with Min Min once, but there was nothing more than a fling. But it's always been that Ness. And actually Rozza has played recently been on the up, especially after New Era. Taking down players like Local GP and Burnsy, both in a row as well, to secure himself a 33rd, which is an incredible result and one that he was not seeded to get. So, of course, as we said before though, Seco, a player that is just constantly up there in the upper echelons of bracket. So this will be a real tough one to see what actually happens to. Of course, of the start, Rozza just trying to get those 80% combos. Does convert the PK fire into the grab and just get a little bit more damage on. I like that he's just retreating his way each time as well. He's decided to play the long game rather than sort of just mashing in front of Sonic, which is something that generally will not go very well for you. Of course, Seco now starting to return fire, does go off stage that forward, and this is when Ness really struggles. The spin dash as well, it's the backer, confirms it, and that was just a few hits, a little bit of advantage, and Seco just eliminating the stock so quickly. It literally just takes a few hits, and Seco, is going to hit those every single time. Also now just trying to return fire, still not taking any risks, just playing a little bit of this kind of slower pace. Just waiting for his moment, but Seco, you can see here now, he's got the lead, he's got the stock lead, and just like any other Sonic main, is absolutely determined not to approach because he doesn't need to. Rozza just really struggling to find a path in here. And each time, Seco is just cancelling those moves, waiting for a moment, get a little bit more damage tacked on. Air dodge does get away from the back air, but Seco is still holding on. The back as well after the neutral air, confirming, and that's another stock gone for Rozza. This is now looking scary and scary. This is a position you never want to be in versus Sonic. Seco just again holding this advantage, not going to approach, just not going to do anything. Rozza is forced into a position where he has got to be the one on the aggression, but it's so tough, especially as a character Ness, who isn't the fastest in the world, to actually go on an approach against someone who is determined not to come anywhere near you, unless it's just for a few sort of small hits in there. See her again, Seco just charging up, going to stay there, down air to cancel it as well. Just keeping to this right side. Dash tag does come through though. No sparks of lightning, just going to take that stock away though. Rozza finally finding one, but this is where Seco gets into the advantage. Off stage Ness, the forwarder comes out. Rozza is able to make it back though, gets the up air, confirms into another one. Not going to do anywhere else though. Rozza just trying to find a few more hits and just get a little bit of damage going. You've got to play it very carefully. That neutral air coming out, as I said before, a very quick move that can deal with what Sonic wants to do. Hey, the back air as well. Rozza is starting to tack on a fair bit of damage here, but he's still got to play very carefully to not let Seco run away with this. It's still triple digits last stock on Rozza's side, but Seco has now got a bit of damage lapped on with a bit of rage. One more hit maybe, a grab and a bit of rage, and that will probably be a back throw away of taking Seco's stock. But that's if Rozza can even find it, a panicky air dodge up onto the platform just to get away. See, both players have just slowed it right down. Again, this is what I'm talking about. This is so tough here for Rozza. He's got to be very careful. Seco is determined not to come anywhere near him. Okay, does go for the dash tag. It worked last time, but Seco's going to avoid it now. Ness off stage is a scary position, but good air dodge back. The PK Magnet not so much though, and Seco does go deep, and I believe, well, something happened down there. It was either back air or it was a, it was something. Unfortunately, what it was a stock for Rozza. Between them was that offstage interactions. That is where Seco basically got every single stock. So, and of course, it is where Ness is weakest regardless. But, it is a case of seeing what Rozza can do to kind of like eliminate sort of that weakness. Can he keep himself a bit more grounded and not really let Seco do too much? You can see Rozza is actually just choosing to play a little bit more defensively. It's a style that he's kind of adopted sort of fairly recently, where actually he used to be very aggressive. And okay, hang on a minute, Rozza with the but no, Seco is able to make it back. There was a good down there, but unfortunately Seco was still able to make it back regardless. Yo-Yo as well, but wasn't going to do too much. Now, of course, was got to handle getting that situation back. He's got to try and find his way into advantage state again. Slowly finding a few hits, but that PK fire is going to get snuffed out. Good down, a drag down of the forward air. Again, Rozza keeping himself grounded. Does get hit by the spring though, which gives Seco a free opportunity to get himself back down onto the floor. Actually, I do like how Rozza's changed up his gameplay a little bit. He's definitely sort of keeping himself a lot more grounded. He's keeping himself away from the ledges a bit more. Yeah, and actually just choosing not really to rush in against Sonic, because that is definitely where things were going wrong before. Good use of the neutral air as well. This is what I was talking about. I do believe it's a crucial move for this matchup, just being able to stop anything. PK Fire's coming out, just trying to see if he can stop any sort of spin dashes coming out from Seco, but it's not really going to do all of that much if Seco could just jump over or shield them. Okay, good. Back here, going to confirm. It's not going to do much. What was that? Oh, okay, you weren't talking to me. Oh, fair enough. You know, I'll just keep quiet. I'll just keep confident. Oh, it was so close. He did get dragged down a little bit, but Seco was able to escape just at the last moment. Okay, both players playing so carefully, but it's actually Rozza that takes the first stock away, holding on to a lead here. Does go off stage though. Seco goes for the forward smash, but it's not going to be enough yet. Rozza's trying to try and tackle a little bit more damage to make this all worthwhile. He's got a lead for the first time in the set. But can he hold on to it and tackle as much free damage as possible? Slowly calling out those forward, those spin dashes as well, which is really nice to see. When I say that Rozza's definitely sort of changed up, he was adapted to how Seco was playing in that last game. It's absolutely so true. He is challenging a lot more. He is sort of playing a lot more patient. So wait for his opportunity. Does get the down tilts into a log. The yo-yo as well, but it's not enough. He doesn't get the yo-yo, so he does get grabbed. Goes off stage. Seco tries to get him, but doesn't find a hit. Does find a back air though, just to send him off to the right side. Not a kill just yet. Rozza at a very high percentage. Seco's still hunting for it, but Rozza has definitely tacked on a lot of damage here in this stock, all for free, mind you. Okay, the up air as well, and Rozza, this is a complete reversal of that game one. Hanging on the back, the forward air even, it was something, I didn't get to what it was, but comes out, takes that stock away, but Rozza is hanging on to two. Seco on his last stock here. Rozza playing so well. He just needs to keep up this sort of momentum, keep up this game plan. We could see ourselves into a game 3, but we also know what Seco can do off even just a few hits. This is where it all begins. Just a few small hits here and there, like that spin charge into Rozza. Tackling on a little bit more. And Rozza again, just retreating a little bit, just finding a little bit more time. Good parry from Seco though, to avoid any more damage. Gets the back throw, not going to do too much. That was a bit of a risky PK for under, but not really punished too hard for it. PK fire does come out as well. Rozza is getting a fair bit of damage here. If he can keep this up, this is absolutely huge here. A huge moment for Rozza to take this to a game 3. Okay, the up air comes out. It's not going to do enough yet. Not the stock loss, but Rozza got to be played very carefully. Seco hanging on by a thread, 77% right now. It's no small number, especially against a Ness with rage and a back throw that will certainly try and eliminate you, especially now. So now this is where it is game on for Seco. Okay, the chance of coming out as well for Rozza. Back air comes out. It's not going to be enough. The back air though from Seco does take the stock, and it is all or nothing now for Rozza. Game on. Can you finish the job? Can you take us to a game 3? Or is Seco going to reverse this all the way back? Does get the grab, but Rozza DIs nicely out of it. Falls out of the up air. It's only going to last on about 10%. But Seco is starting to run off there. Before it comes out, is Rozza going to make it back? He does just about, but he's still in this ledge guard sequence. And a beautiful catch, but the forward smash does come out. Seco goes out there. Was it going to be enough to get back? It's not, and Seco reverses the situation entirely off stage, and that's really all it takes, and it's why it's so scary for Ness. with things like that spring coming out, it does just catch Ness. It sends you off to the side. Just doing what Sonic wants to, like just spin dashing, you know, charging up, and yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough. But of course, we have lost Seco, so instead playing for him will be King DDD, taken to the stage. Bo doesn't even want a fist bump. There we go. Okay, right, we're